Jay, the rehab process, once that surgery's all said and done.
Well, this process, it's long and arduous, and when you go through it like I did, I actually had the chance to sit down and compare notes with some of the guys in the clubhouse as well. And I think when you listen to what they had to say, you'll realize how difficult this is.
The beginning is tough, you know, because you start like watching your friends like going outside, playing catch, like doing like the things you want to do, but you can't.
There's so many guys nowadays that have this surgery, and a lot of guys come back with success, but there's that little limitation, not limitation, but that window where guys don't. You know, they have, it might be the career ender, or they might have to have a second one.
You know, as hard as this is physically to come back, but mentally it's even harder to make sure that you're over that hump, to make sure that you trust it and you trust everything that you did to get you to where you're at. And, you know, I think once you get over that hump mentally, you know, physically it reacts great.
As Jabba Chamberlain said, the mental part of this recovery is just as important as the physical part of this recovery. Something that Danny Salazar believes starts with the first thing you do each morning.
If you put in your mind, you know, I'm gonna get this done so I can get back like healthy, maybe the same that I was or better than what I was, you know. That's the key.
It's a long process from the surgery to the rehab to throwing again and finally getting back into playing games. But the players we talked to feel as though getting through the Tommy John surgery ended up making them better in the end.
Yeah, it was long. It was not any fun being away from my teammates, but you know what, I think I'm a big believer everything happens for a reason.
You know, just to come back strong and to be, you know, as strong as I was before and to trust it as much as I did before I had surgery.
I'm very grateful to be here, very grateful to be feeling like I felt back in 2011 and 2010 to where I feel I can go out and try to help this team win.
So we just heard from some of the guys that have just talked about the road to recovery and the process that it takes to rehab to get back on the mound. For me, it was the exact same way. Now, when you look at what you have to go through, you get the cast off, you get the arm sling off, you start to strengthen the elbow. One of the ways to do that is with a rice bucket. And we have a rice bucket here today. The thing for me, though, is when you do this, you have to do two different ways. The first way is you slide your hand in and you work it 20 to 25 times, 1 to 2 sets starting out, and then you also go back and you put your hand back in there and you do it a different way. 1 to 2 sets, 20 to 25 times. On top of that, once you're done doing that, you grab the bat, you also work the bat. You'll want to make sure that you can control it. You'll go back and forth here. You'll do 1 to 2 sets as well, 20 to 25 times. You'll also work it this way, 1 to 2 sets, 20 to 25 times. And then the last part that you do is you stand up, you hold the bat right here, you control it the whole way, and you want to work it up and down. Same thing. 1 to 2 sets, 20 to 25 times. It is the most uneventful time in the process, but once you continue to do this with the rice bucket, with the bat on top of the trampoline, before you know it, you're back on the mound and better than ever.